You're welcome to the discussion segment of Development Focus with Jide on ITV. Like I said, today is 30th day of June 2021. And my guest on the show, my first guest on the show this morning, he's been here before. This is his second time on the show. He was here on the 26th of May 2021. And now we have brought him back because it's important we hear from him again. He's no other person than the Director of Voter Education and Publicity at the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's INEC, Honorable Nick Dazan. You should hear or you should be honorable too.
Well, I'm still Mr.
Okay.
Nick Dazan.
Okay, I thought I could dash you one title. If you are not chief, you can be honorable. We are a titular country.
You know the interesting thing about Nigeria is the more visible you become, the more titles you are conferred.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm conferring on you the title of Honorable Nick Dazan. Okay, you were here last month, and we heard about the preparation of the commission for 2023. Let's take it from the beginning. I learned from the grapevine source that there have been some restructuring within the commission. Let's start from there. What kind of restructuring, merger, acquisition?
Yes, you know, the commission had always restructured to respond to developments in the environment. And the story of restructuring started as far back as the INEC itself in 1989-99. Depending on the challenges, you know, the electoral challenges, the requirements, and the environment, the commission had restructured. And one of the major restructuring we had was in 2013. Under the watch of Professor Atahiru Jega.
That's true.
You know, as INEC chairman. And then that particular restructuring was very comprehensive, it was thorough, and it was informed by, advised by Coopers, the management firm. And after that, you know, we have had another restructuring that has taken place in the commission to also respond to some of the yearnings and of the environment. For example, the Voter Education and Publicity Department used to have gender civil society liaison, you know, in addition to voter education and publicity.
Yeah.
But you know, by and by, the commission has recognized the need, you know, to include marginalized groups in the electoral process. And that is the need to mainstream gender, the need to mainstream, bring in people with disabilities, the need to work, you know, and partner with civil society organizations, the need to work with youths. The youths constitute not less than 57% of the registered voters. And the women also constitute nearly 50% of the registered voters. And election day, they tend to show more passion, more commitment, more interest in elections than the men. And the people living with disabilities, the last time I checked, were not less than 15 million across the country.
In fact, they say it's about 27 million now.
Exactly, and counting. So you need to bring in all these groups. They matter in the sense that they constitute a very big demographic. And you cannot have democracy, particularly in a majoritarian system like ours, where you have the first past the post, where part of the requirement is the highest votes cast, you know, for most elections except that of the presidency, the governorship and chairmanship of AMAC, where in addition to the highest votes cast in the election, you must secure at least 25% of at least 2/3 of either the states or the local governments, as the case may be, before you are returned as a winner in that election. So A single vote, counts, particularly in elections to the National Assembly and to the state assemblies and councillorship elections. So when you look at it, these particular groups are key. And then, of course, the Legal Services Department also has been abandoned. We now have a new Department of Litigation and Prosecution. As you very much know, Jide, annex task statutorily and constitutionally is to prosecute, electoral offenders. And we need, therefore, to strengthen this aspect of the statutory requirement by making sure that there is a department in charge of prosecution. And we've always said that in ANEC we have some of the best lawyers, in the country. As we speak,
include a senior advocate.
Yes, we have 2 senior advocates of Nigeria in INEC.
Yeah.
But because of the avalanche of cases we have, we outsource
most of these cases.
Most of these cases, but we need in-house to have purposive and robust leadership in terms of litigation. We need to lead the way. And that spurred the commission to say, okay, let's create a department of litigation and prosecution manned by one of the senior advocates who has been in the system for long. And
that's Barrister Tanimu.
Tanimu, yes.
Okay, congratulations to him. Okay, so we now have litigation and prosecution,
and then we now have gender and inclusivity.
And gender and inclusivity as addition
out of voter education
and publicity. So they've whittled down your power.
Well, I wouldn't say that
because I know when Barrister Wuzi was there, he was in charge of voter education, publicity, gender, and civil society. Yes. So it was a omnibus department. But it was a good thinking that the commission has deemed it fit to trim and make more efficient. And, if you are collaborating with them, and I've not registered for NIN, by allowing you to share my information with NIN, I can as well just go and pick my NIN registration without having to go and register with them again. Is that what you are saying?
No. What we are saying is that for us, we are not compelling anyone to have NIN before he registers. Okay. Because we will be contradicting the law. We will be we'll be breaching the law if we do that. It's desirable that people have NIN, but the law does not say you must have it. And we cannot do anything outside of the law. It is only if the law is amended to allow
I understand. Is it possible? I know the section of the electoral you are citing says people should come with either their birth certificate or testimonial or identification letter from traditional ruler, any form of identification. When you are pre-registering online, is there a field where you also have to upload maybe your birth certificate or
those requirements?
Affidavit?
Yeah, those requirements are there, even for uploading your photographs. Yes, you need to upload your photographs, even though at the end of the day, when you come, we'll see capture your facials, and we do it in a manner that it will also, just like the fingerprints, your iris cannot be duplicated. And so the device also will capture your iris, it will capture your facials in 2 ways. One, while you are smiling, and while you are not frowning. And
so you want to...
The idea is for it to generate certain things that can be captured in such a way that someone else cannot
mimic or fake it.
Fake it. Because in the past we had people who were bringing pictures from almanacs.
Yeah, of course. In 2000,
that time has passed.
Let me pause you.
You cannot use almanacs now, and present them as pictures.
Let me pause you. You can join this conversation by dialing our studio line 0809-987-1989. I go over that. It's already on your screen. 0809-987-1989. It's our studio line. is there on your screen. You can call in. Please, when you do call, tune down the volume of your TV set and so that we can hear you legibly. You have the INEC Director of Voter Education and Publicity with us, Honorable Dr. Nick Dazang, I-Chief. So all your inquiries about new voter register, how you can enroll, if you want to do transfer of your voting details, if there are errors, or in fact, people have started calling, if there are errors on your, so this is the opportunity for you to get feedback. Hello? Yes, please tell us your name and where you are calling from.
My name is Martin.
Francis?
Martin.
Martin, okay. Where are you calling from?
From Akwa Ibom.
You said?
From Akwa Ibom.
From Akwa Ibom?
Yes.
Okay, anyway. So what is your question? Oh, we lost him. From Akwa Ibom. I hope he is saying the truth. So the number to call is 0809-987-1989. That's our studio line. Yes, we have another caller. Hello? Hello, you are on. So, hello? Tell us your name and where you are calling from. Move away from your TV set. Hello? Please, like I said, when you call, tune down the volume of your TV set. You don't need to listen to yourself on TV. Tune down the volume of your TV set or move away, move out so that we can hear you clearly. The number to call is 0809-987-1989. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Maybe we'll call in our engineers to, we don't know, there's too many drop calls this morning. But please keep trying, 0809-987-1989. It's our studio line. Hello? Hello, your name and where you are calling from? I don't know. It's like the network is not friendly to us this day. Please keep trying, 0809-987-1989. That's the studio line. If you have any questions or comments on the topic under discussion, we are discussing the new polling units, 56,872 that INEC just created, as well as the continuous voter registration. Hello? Good morning. Tell us your name and where you are calling from. Okay, so Anambra, you have announced plans for November 6th.
Yeah, Saturday 6
November 2021 for Anambra governorship election. Yes. And primaries are just being conducted.
Yes.
There are a number of news reports that says there are factions, parallel primaries, and all of that. So let me see whether... Hello?
Hello.
Tell us your name and where you are calling from.
My name is Ayo, and I'm calling from Lagos.
Ayo from Lagos. Tell us, what's the question or comment?
Yeah, the question I have is about people who are abroad. If you do the online voter registration abroad, is there a place where you can get captured abroad and probably vote if you are in the diaspora?
Oh, very beautiful question, Mr. Dazang.
Yes.
Ayo is asking, Ayo from Lagos is asking. Thank you very much. Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Okay, thank you for calling. So, Ayo from Lagos just called to say, if you are a diasporan, you are outside of the country. Since this is online, and I can stay in Australia and fill in my registration details.
Well, so let me say that the system allows you to log in from anywhere in the world.
Yes.
You can log into the portal because since it's online, once you have internet facility and you go to the address that
Hello?
I've mentioned, you
Sorry,
Yeah.
let's. Yes, tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Okay, this is Seth. I'm calling from Abuja.
Ben.
Abuja, Seth, from Abuja.
Ben calling from Abuja. What's your question?
Please, I've been opening this portal. I'm not seeing where to register. To register my names and all that.
Oh, which part of Abuja are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jide.
Jikoi. Ben is saying that
Yeah.
he opened to your portal and is not seeing any form to register. Can you respond to
well,
that?
I will respond to that. But
Okay.
let me begin. Unless you
Hello,
have
Ben, are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Please stay tuned. You will respond to your inquiry. So let's have your feedback before we take more calls.
yes.
So that we are not
I
disturbed.
said the portal is designed since it's on the internet, which is the information superhighway. It can be accessed from anywhere in the world so long as you use the appropriate or correct address. CVR.anecnigeria.
www.cvr.anecnigeria.org.
Yes.
That's the first one.
Yeah, so the second one is, let me get it right so that we don't have issues. So once you log into these addresses, that is www.cvr.anec.gov, that is gov.ng,
Okay.
and then www.cvr.anecnigeria.org or org.
Okay.
As soon as you log into these addresses, the portal opens up to it, welcomes you.
Okay.
And then you begin
sorry,
the
let me
process.
pause you, sir. Hello, tell us your name and where you are calling from. You said? Uma. From where? Jikoyi too. Okay, Uma, what's your question? I didn't hear you. This is ITV, please. Hello?
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, tell us your name and where you are calling from. Your name and where you are calling from, please. What is your question? Please, this is Development Focus with Jide Ojo on ITV, on This Morning on ITV. Please, we are only entertaining questions about the continuous voters registration program of INEC or the issue around the newly created polling units. Anything outside of that, please don't call in. Land on your thoughts before I take more calls.
I was saying that as soon as you log into any of these two addresses,
www.cvr.anecnigeria.org.
Yes.
Then the second
one is www.cvr.anec.gov.org.
Either of the two can be used.
Either of the two. So as soon as you log in, you create an account.
It's you that will create that account.
Yes, using your phone number and your email address.
Okay.
Now it's key because subsequently it is this email address or phone number that ANEC will, relate with you.
Okay.
So that is why it is key to create that account using your phone number and your email address. And then you begin to interact, with the portal. It will ask you your name, your address, where you reside, It will ask you whether you are a Nigerian or not. It will request you to upload your photographs. It will request you to whether the information you have given to us, we can make it available to NIMISI or not. It's optional.
Okay.
It's not mandatory. And at the end of the day, when you are through, you can now, you now get a slip that has a barcode with a QR code, with a number, and then you now use that, you keep that slip. And then at the same time, you also book an appointment when you present yourself to conclude the registration by having your facials and fingerprints captured using the ANEC voter enrollment device. So the process is very simple.
But about the question about the diaspora.
Yeah, I'll come to that. I want to speak to this issue.
Okay.
Because as at yesterday alone, I want to now give you figures of those that logged in. The first 24 hours, 59,331 accounts were created.
59,000?
Yes, 331.
Under 24 hours?
Yes. Then 27,759 Nigerians did new voter pre-registration using this same portal.
Okay.
And then 335 other Nigerians, used it to complain about lost or damaged permanent voter cards.
PVC. Yeah,
yes. Then 11,177 also used the portal to update or to review their records. Then 42,201, were received as total applications. And then we now received 418 requests based on uncollected PVCs.
Okay. Now, let's quickly...
what my advice, particularly to the other gentleman who said he couldn't access it, is to try again.
Okay.
And
maybe the internet is very weak where he was.
And like I said, you don't even have to complete the process at once. You can start and save it and then continue when it is convenient, or when his attempt to create polling units coincided with the conduct of the 2015 general election. So it met with very stiff resistance because people read meanings into what he intended to do. And so learning from that, we resolved that, first of all, before we embark on something as sensitive as that, we need to consult widely. We must get the buy-in of stakeholders. And that was what we did under the watch of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. We consulted widely. And even though it is our remit, as initiated in Section 40 to 42 of the Electoral Act to establish polling units, the stakeholders were unanimous that the way to go is for the Commission to create polling units by converting these, voting points and voting point settlements, and adding them, to the existing or the polling units that existed. And, after the 120,000 polling units were created in 1996, the Commission did an audit and then discovered that we now had 119,974, and we also took out polling units that were in the wrong places, like shrines.
In fact, that I was coming to that, Oga. Because I was asking myself, how did we come about, is it the shrine that made the polling unit, or the polling unit made the shrine? Churches, mosques, traditional rulers, palaces.
Yes.
These are ancient places. How did we get to site polling units in those kind of environments?
Projects such as this, sometimes mistakes are made. Sometimes there are acts of omission or commission. So there are times when people willfully disobey the yardsticks or the benchmarks put in place to create these polling units. And so when the Commission did an audit, it realized that some of the polling units were in the wrong places, and so they removed them from those places and put them in public places where everyone will be comfortable to go and exercise his franchise. Because if you put a polling unit in a worship place, it means, you know, the voter has to agree with probably the faith of the person who is the custodian of that polling unit. Or if it is in the palace of a traditional ruler, it means you have to vote for a candidate of his choice, willy-nilly. But if you put it in a public place, you are not under any coercion, you are not under any compulsion, you know, to vote for the candidate of an influencer, but the candidate of your choice and your conscience. So that is what the commission has done. And as a consequence of that, you know, when you add 119,974 polling units with the 56,872 additional units, it comes to 176,846. So that is the state of affairs as concerns the existing polling units in Nigeria. And these are the polling units we intend to take, you know, to the elections in 2023. Now, we also deliberately did this exercise of converting the polling units and voting points ahead of the continuous voter registration.
So there is a nexus between the two.
Yes, a clear nexus between the conversion of or the creation of these polling units and the CVR, because, you know, those who used to vote in these voting points are now free to go and establish whether they intend to vote in that former place or to the new place where we have taken the polling unit. Now, the idea is, you know, by law, you are supposed to register where you vote.
Yes.
And you are advised also to register close to your residence. Because for now, you know, movement is
restricted. There is a lockdown during elections.
So if you register in a place that is distant from where you reside, it becomes a challenge for you on election day. So what we have done is to upload all the new polling units, you know, on our website, www.inecnigeria.org, for people to view. Also, you can visit our state and local government offices. We have all the list of all the polling units there.
The 176,000
yes,
plus.
We have that and the new polling units. So you can go and check and see for yourself, you know, the polling unit that is convenient for you, particularly in those areas that we had the new polling units. It's important that people check and that they can now revalidate their registration by getting it taken to the new polling units. Or if they wish to stay there, they now stay there. And the CVR that were flagged off, you know, on Monday, 28th June 2021, allows you, in addition to other things like transfer, like correcting misspelled names, and other information that you may have given wrongly, or if you have issues, you know, during accreditation in previous elections, like the smart card reader not being able to authenticate your card, you use the opportunity of this CVR that we have flagged off, you know, to do so. And as you know, what we have flagged off is the online version.
Okay.
And we'll continue until on 19th July, when we will now flag off the physical part of the CVR. Now,
so sir, since you have moved into the area of continuous voter registration,
yes,
can you give us FAQ on frequently, I'm talking of frequently asked questions.
Yes.
What should Nigeria know? What are the key highlights of this continuous voter registration?
Well, the key highlights are that this exercise is meant for Nigerians who have turned 18 since the last registration.
Okay.
It's meant for Nigerians who are 18 or above and who have not registered before. If you have registered before, you don't need to register again. Multiple registration is an offense. But if you have issues like those that are enunciated, like you are name be misspelled, or if you want to transfer your registration, or if your card was not being read during the last election exercise, you can also use this opportunity to correct all these anomalies. The exercise allows for that, and you know for the online, you know, all that you need to do. We have a portal, and there's an address, cvr.inecnigeria.org.
Okay.
All you need to do is...
You want to be sure of your facts. You
Yes.
don't want to do like Oga at the top.
No, in fact, we have two
online
addresses, yes.
Okay.
So apart from the one I've mentioned, cvr.inecnigeria.org, we also have cvr.inec.gov.ng. So you can log into this portal by using that. And as soon as you do that, this portal is very simple, very interactive. It will ask you for your details, like your name, your age, where you reside, whether you are a Nigerian or not. And it will take you through all the questions.
What's the estimated time it will take anybody to register, to pre-register online?
Well, it won't take more than 5 minutes to do so. Maximum.
Yeah,
And
if you have very good internet network.
Yes, because the challenge also is that our internet is not very potent. In some cases, it's weak. But what the system allows you to do is, even if you start the process and you are not able to complete, you can save. And then whenever the internet is strong, it comes back again. You can continue, or you can even save it for another day. And the idea is, when you finish the process, you'll be given a slip.
Oh, you can print or save.
You can save.
It will generate
a
slip. Okay.
Yes, which
like a bank transaction.
Yes, with a barcode.
Okay.
Which you can now take. Now after that, you know, you now secure an appointment that is convenient for you.
Is the appointment also booked online?
Yes, it's booked. As you do the process, you now book an appointment that is convenient for you. You will be given that appointment, and then you will now present yourself, and then we now capture your biometrics, that is your facials and your fingerprints, using the INEC voter enrollment device.
I learned that 2023 we are going to be doing away with the smart card reader. Is that true?
Yes, the intent is that, you know, the INEC voter enrollment device does two things. First of all, it registers, it captures your biometrics, that is your facials and your fingerprints. And then that information is now embedded in the INEC voter enrollment device. So on election day, when you come for accreditation and you present your permanent voter card, it will be swiped against the enrollment device, and it will throw up the information that we collected during the online registration. And then it will authenticate you as the genuine owner of that permanent voter card. And then you proceed to cast your vote. Now, in time past, you know, the smart card reader had to authenticate and verify you. And the information then was in the PVC, you know, not in the smart card reader.
Okay.
And, you know...
So this time around, the information will not be on the PVC.
No, it will
be on the device.
On the device.
So is that to say, please clear this here, is that to say that we are going to be discarding the PVC as well?
No, we will still use the PVC. But
okay.
The likelihood is that those that will get new PVCs will get PVCs that don't have antennae embedded in them.
Okay.
You know, in the old dispensation, because the information was embedded in the PVC. That was why you now needed that antenna, to be embedded in the PVC. And then when you swipe it, the information comes up on the smart card reader.
Okay.
But now the information is embedded in the enrollment device, not in...
Will that not make it easy for people to clone the new PVC?
No, it won't,
if
because
those features
the
are not
information is with us in the enrollment device and in our database.
Okay.
So ANEC has full control of the information. So you cannot clone. Even if you clone and you come, it will show that it is not genuine.
Okay.
And
now,
don't forget that each PVC is polling unit specific.
Specific, yeah.
And we keep telling people that it doesn't make sense for you to have more than, even though it's an offense to do multiple registration, and we are in a position to apprehend, those who do so by deploying the automated finger identification system software. You cannot simultaneously vote in more than one place because each card is specific to a particular polling unit. And the device or the smart card reader, which we used before, are configured to read only the PVCs for a particular polling unit. So if you take a PVC that does not belong to a particular a polling unit, it will not read it.
Okay. People have also been asking, do I need to get my NIN registration, that is National Identification Number registration, before I will be enabled to register for this INEC under this
for us in
continuous voter
INEC,
registration?
NIN is not mandatory. By law, the requirements for registration are articulated in sections 9 and 10 of the Electoral Act. And so far, those sections have not been amended to include NIN. So NIN is not mandatory. Also, in that form that you fill online, you are also requested to indicate if we can make the information you have given us available to NIMISI.
Okay, NIMISI.
Yes, we collaborate with them. We are part of the...
So if I register with INEC now, I mean, not if you are collaborating with NIMSI, that's National Identity Management Commission.
The internet is strong again.
Strong. Hello, let's take this last call. Hello. Hello. Your name and where you are calling from? Hello. Oh, sorry. I guess that would be the... We won't be able to take any more call at this point. So let's land on
the diaspora question.
The diaspora question.
Yes,
please.
like I said, this is a portal that is on the internet. It can be accessed by anyone using these addresses I mentioned.
Okay.
But the law for now does not allow for diaspora voting. So if you register maybe from the US or from the UK or from South Africa, you must also come here and complete your registration at designated annex centers, because we intend, when we begin the physical registration, to start at the local, state and local government levels, and then later we escalate to the ward level. So you can only conclude the registration in these centers. And then by the time you also collect the permanent voter card, it means on election day, you have to present yourself at the polling unit where you registered in order to vote. So it's a Herculean task for someone outside, unless he's the type that comes around frequently and he comes around during elections. Since the process continues till August next year, that is for like 1 year.
Okay.
We'll be doing this. So
1 year and 2 months or
yes, or thereabouts.
Okay, so last word, because our time is up. Anambra governorship election, how is it faring?
The primaries are on, and we can see from what is happening that the primaries are being keenly contested. Of course, we have reservations about some of the controversies that are attending the primaries. We've always insisted that the primaries are key to elections, in the sense that it is through the primaries that, candidates should emerge. And if you cannot respect your own laws, the laws governing the primaries are those articulated by the parties themselves. And these laws also drive, they draw from the Electoral Act and the Constitution. So if you cannot respect your own laws, how can you then govern as a Democrat? You know, it asks that question. Is it possible for someone who does not defer to the majesty of the democratic process to now comport himself in a democratic manner? Can you give what you don't have?
Okay, let's pause. That's it. Our time is actually up. I want to thank you, Mr. Nick Dazang, for coming again on this show to enlighten Nigerians about what they need to know on the continuous voter registration. You have told us is a very robust platform, very interactive. Even you don't need to complete the pre-registration in a day. You can save it and go back, and that at another day you have fixed July 19 for the physical
yes.
in-house commencement of physical
yes.
in-house registration. So we'll still bring you back because it's towards 2023. We know you still have a lot to share with
you are
Nigeria.
Always welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming, and enjoy the rest of your day. So we'll pause at this point and take a short break, and then I will be back for the second segment of this discussion program. Thank you.